guys, this is Bridget from the DeVay Homestead. Welcome back. Today I have for you this beautiful hat with a fun textured pattern. I used a seersucker pattern of a traditional needle pattern, and I translated it into a loom knitting pattern that came out really cool. I really love the way this looks. It's nice and pretty, and I just think that this is a really neat design, and I hope you guys will like it too. So let's get started. To begin our hat, we're going to start with our cast on. I'm going to make a slip knot and place that on my anchor peg and secure. For my cast on today, I'm using the double Ewrap method. You can use whatever cast on method that you like. To do the double Ewrap cast on method, I'm going to take my working yarn and I'm going to go behind peg number 1 and I'm going to wrap it twice in an Ewrap method. So I've wrapped it twice. I'm going to knit off and gently pull my working yarn. I'm going to repeat that all the way around till I get all 36 pegs cast on. So go ahead and finish up your cast on and meet me back here. My cast on is complete, and now I'm ready to start the brim of my hat. For the brim of the hat today, I'm going to be using a knit 2, purl 2 rib stitch, and I'm going to do that for 6 rows. For my knit stitch today, for the brim of the hat, I'm going to be using the Uwrap version of the knit stitch. So I'm going to knit 2, purl 2, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around for 1 row, and then I'm going to repeat that row for a total of 6 rows. So to do our Uwrap knit, we're going to take our working yarn and we're going to lay it over the first peg and wrap it in a half wrap, which looks like we've made the letter U. So that's where it gets its name, Uwrap. So we're going to Uwrap and then knit off, and we're going to do that for 2 pegs. Now we're going to do 2 purl stitches. To do our purl stitch, we're going to bring our working yarn below the loop that is on the peg. We're going to take our hook, we're going to put it underneath the loop that is on the peg, over the working yarn, and scoop it up. Now take the old loop off the peg and put the new loop on and gently pull your working yarn. So another purl stitch. Old loop off, new loop on, gently pull. So I've done 2 Uwrap knit stitches, 2 purls. So I'm going to keep repeating that around for 6 rows, and then we'll be ready to work on the body of our hat. Now that we've started row 1, you can go ahead and take your starting yarn off the anchor peg and bring that to the center of your loom, and we will weave that in when we are finished our project. So go ahead and complete your knit 2, purls 2 for 6 rows, and then meet me back here. I just finished up the 6 rows for the brim of my hat, and now we're ready for the body. For the body of our hat is going to be an 8-row repeat. For rows 1 and 2, we're going to do a knit 1, purl 1, repeat all the way around, and for the body of the hat, we are using the Ewrap version of the knit stitch. So for our Ewrap version of the knit stitch, we're going to take our yarn behind the first peg and we're going to wrap it for our Ewrap knit stitch, and then you can either knit off or you can wait till you finish the row and then knit off all your knit stitches, which is what I like to do. So we have our knit 1, and then we're purling 1, and we're just going to keep this repeat all the way around, and we're going to do this for rows 1 and 2. So go ahead and finish up rows 1 and 2 and meet me back here, and then we'll move on to 3 and 4. I just finished up rows 1 and 2, and now I'm on to rows 3 and 4. For rows 3 and 4, we're going to do a purl 1, knit 3, repeat all the way around. So I'm going to purl 1, and then I'm going to Ewrap 3 for my 3 knit stitches, and again I'm going to leave them on the loom and come back and knit those off when I'm finished. So I'm going to repeat the purl 1, knit 3 all the way around, and I'm going to do that for 2 rows. So go ahead and finish up rows 3 and 4 with your purl 1, knit 3, repeat, and then meet me back here. I just finished up rows 3 and 4, and now I'm on to 5 and 6. Rows 5 and 6 is going to be the same repeat as rows 1 and 2. It's going to be a knit 1, purl 1, repeat, and you are going to do that repeat for 2 rows. So go ahead and do a knit 1, purl 1, repeat for 2 rows, and then meet me back here, and then we'll finish up with rows 7 and 8. Okay, I just finished up rows 5 and 6, and now we're on to rows 7 and 8 to finish off our 8-row repeat. To do this row, we're going to start the row with 2 knit stitches. Then from there, we're going to start a repeat of 1 purl, and then 3 knit stitches. And we're going to keep repeating this 1 purl, 3 knit all the way to the end, and then when we get to the end, we are going to do a purl 1, knit 1 on the last 2 pegs that we get to. So go ahead and repeat this around and end the row in a purl 1, knit 1, and we're going to do this for 2 rows. So I'm coming to the end of row 7. I'm going to, on the last 2 pegs, I'm going to purl 1 and knit 1. I'll go ahead and lock that stitch in, and then I'll go back and knit off all my knit stitches. So go ahead and finish up rows 7 and 8 and meet me back here. I just finished up rows 7 and 8 for my 8-row repeat. From here on out, I'm going to keep repeating rows 1 through 8 until I get the length of hat that I want, or about 1/4 of an inch before you get to the length you want. You're going to stop where you're at in your repeat. You don't need to finish all 8 rows, so you can stop after any row you want. And then you're going to do 1 row of an Ewrap knit stitch before you do your drawstring bind off. So go ahead and finish to the length of hat you want, then do your 1 row of knit stitches, and then meet me back here and we'll do the drawstring bind off. So I just finished my hat to the length that I want, and then I did 1 row of just knit stitches. And now I'm going to do my drawstring bind off. Once we finish our drawstring bind off, we want to weave in our beginning yarn. And we're going to take our yarn and place it onto a yarn needle. It always helps to have a yarn needle threader if you don't have one. And I'm going to weave in this tail end just a little ways away from the edge. Then I'm going to make a slip knot, make a knot, excuse me, not a slip knot. And then I'm just going to weave in my tail. Now we want to turn our hat in right side out, and then because we did Uwrap version of the knit stitch on our brim, we want to work those stitches into place by just kind of pulling them out, and it just kind of works them into place. And there we have it. Our hat is complete. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys later. Thanks, bye.